French. Oh yeah, because we're live streaming, so yeah. Sorry. So the idea of the commercial department, we made some work that we present on the GA, online GA, for a few months ago, like the contribution system we just talked about. The idea was quite simple. We are, as cooperative, small and local entities based in the city center. We need to find clients, and we're struggling doing so. Not local commerce, because it's more simple, as it's small shops like us and small entities. But we are more talking about big clients that are hard to find, hard to access. We need tools or even just knowledge to know how to talk to them. And yeah. So the direct objective of this department was to have first a global and better understanding of what the market is, and also what it needs actually right now, and also have the same global understanding of what the cooperative needs and what their actual capacities. And in order to do that, we need to develop also a big network of local and national clients per type of activities, and also develop this same kind of relationship, but with key accounts still on national and then international level, so with really big clients. For an example, Carrefour is a key account, and DHL is also a key account, but that is working more on national level, because it's hard to have like the international contact for logistics at DHL. The indirect objectives of this department is to have to being able to help any cooperative that is in direct need. Like, for example, I'm losing a cooperative lose a big client, they need something to replace it, so we have basic tools that can help them find new one. To shape this open toolbox for cooperative to be self-sufficient and self-efficient, so we don't have, as CoopCycle, being I would say it, like something that we can share, make and share to everyone in CoopCycle, to help them being better, and without helping them directly and spending too much time helping them in the beginning, and just being here to help them on really fine question, and not like everything. Because there's some questions like a Q&A, there's some questions that we can respond directly and really easily, and so we have this toolbox made for this. And the indirect objectives is also to found another small department or small roles that will be the bulk purchases related to what we need in the commercial capture we can make. Bulk purchases could be bike-related furniture, like bike, bags, boxes, trailers, helmet, lamp, everything.
There's a workshop about this.
Yeah, there's a workshop tomorrow morning at 9 about this, and we have a lot of things to say. I mean, Jérôme has a lot of stuff to say. So what we did, because this was the first work we made from November. We wanted to make from November. I am the person in charge right now of this department. And I tried to find a way, as it was easy, I started with the French cooperatives, because we are a lot, we are around 25 to 30. And it's I'm in a comfort zone for me. So it was a tryout we wanted to make to see how we can then replicate it in other country. And So we gathered information with a form we made about incomes of cooperative, actual members, type of clients, goals they wanted, and we talked a bit to each other, with each other, and to have a lot of information about what they wanted and what they were doing actually. And then in order to try to work with the national group first, because we already work, for example, we have a cooperative working with Fiducial, that is a office furniture supplier. And we knew that in a matter of minutes, we could make it work with a lot of other cooperatives. So it was like an example that we could take and see how it was going. So working with national groups, I lost myself. Yeah, so this kind of, we tried to make this, but with another big company also. And for this, we had several how to make it happen. And so the offer we had was first to find a way to make them rely on us. To make them rely on us is to make a connection between their system and ours. This is called EDI connection because it's working with EDIFACT language. That is a language that transporters are using to have access to, for example, when we are scanning a parcel, when we are receiving it, when we are delivering it, everything. So everything is made in a language, informatic language, that's called EDIFACT. And the idea was going to them and to say, okay, we can do the connection between your software, ours, so you don't have to give us scans that are expensive, computers, softwares, access, etc. We just have to connect us to you, and then once we do one connection, we can do it in every city you're in, and we are in. So this was the first tryout. So we made it successfully with two big transporters that are DB Schenker and BMV. For now, they're in beta test in some cities, and in matter of weeks or months, or now just vacation time, we can by September try to duplicate this in other cities and see how it's working. The idea of this is just like we can then go to other transporter using the same languages to make very fast connection to their system and do the same thing. The second how to make something happening is the bulk purchases that we will. So new contracts means new material needs, meaning possible bulk purchases for the federation or from the federation. This has also to be discussed. And yeah, the other awareness we should have also is that it's not only buying stuffs, it's also knowing from which need, like for example, for one client we have one need, so we can also have like files that say, yeah, so you can use this kind of bike for this type of deliveries, everything like this. So we will need to work on this. The third hour is the client's deployment. We have other type of clients, like big clients still, that needs to, for example, Fiducial, if we take this again, we can't connect directly to their software because it's a shitty software that even them didn't use really a lot. So the idea was to work the other way around. So if you don't have a software that is good, perhaps we can make you a good software that we can connect to ours. And then they will rely on us even more. So it's another point of working. Fiducial, or no, it's Lireco because Fiducial have a system. But yeah, another one. And the fourth point, is the follow-up. Like CoopCycle commercial department should do the first connection, should do the first work, but eventually we can't be in every cooperative to be sure that the work is done, but we should have a work of follow-up with local cooperatives to be sure that the work is well done, because if it's not well done in one city, it can imply problems for other cities working with the same clients because of the national connection. So we have to be sure they have the good person to do the job. We have to be sure that they have the good material to work with, that they don't jeopardize the national effort, and they don't need any other services that can help them make the work better. So it relies also on all the other departments that we have, like onboarding, training, accounting, and everything else. So this is the first services. The secondary one is the city-focused work. So, okay, it's cool to have national big clients, but it's sometimes don't reflect the values we want and the values that local cooperative have. For example, us in Bayonne, we are not sure that we want to work with big transporter group because we think they don't reflect our values about ecology and mass consumption. So perhaps we will not be working with this, even if I'm doing the connection for others. It's not the same job. So we are thinking also of how we can make the connection or even just the commercial work, but for smaller clients. And this is a matter of training, for example, because if you never work on bio waste, for example, with bio waste, you don't know how it's working, you don't know how you can make the clients pay. This is the same for flowers, this is the same for medical stuff. And the idea is to find a way to gather data and to train every cooperative that wants to work with different type of clients and so diversify their activities and type of clients. The idea of this will lead to the third point, that is the in-between, the open toolbox. That is this toolbox we want to bring to more largely to CoopCycle, where there will be every information that we gathered and every tools that we can make, like for example, even a sheets that we are making to deal with wine clients can be put on this toolbox to help other cooperatives to work with the same type of clients. All the gathered information about material that we can have can be on this toolbox also to help people work on themselves without being have to wait for somebody to be able to respond to their questions. Yeah, so onboarding situation. All this information and all this work can lead also to the onboarding situation. I mean that for the onboarding office, for example, for right now, what we are talking about with mostly Adrien about commercial clients is that we have two types of situation. We have an existing structures that have needs, like needs of new clients, and we have work because we know that this kind of transporters work in their city, so we make the connection. That's it. So this is the actual situation. But tomorrow we know that in Lyon there's a cooperative or a project structures that is working, and we have a client that have needs in Lyon. Then we can go to their cooperative and we can talk to them about working with these clients. And this is important because as we are developing the connection on our software, they will have to use our software to work. So at the end, if they share the same values, why not onboard them? And if they don't, what do we do? This is the actual question we have now, and we need to answer it. And for the resources, for now, it's one person in part-time position to just supervise the different projects, like having the relations with the clients, managing the connection, so managing the relations between the developers team from our side and the developers team for their side, for the transporter side, and be sure that they communicate together, because this is the shittiest part for now. And for now, it's not enough time, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of small tasks to do. And I'm not talking about clients' relation, but more making this toolbox happening, gathering information about all the other cooperative, and etc. And then we should probably need someone to be like a trainee that we can form, that we can train to be doing this small part job, and in order in a few months, few years, to be one other senior person to do the daily job. And because it's not about having trainee and just get rid of them at the end because it's cheaper, but it's more having effective person that can take part of the project after, and be another person from the commercial department, because if we grow, we will need more person to do it. And then the last part that is really important is that work is not free. We need actually to find the right solution to pay the person and the department. For now, it's done for free because it was just a tryout and we wanted to see how we can do it, and it was kind of our spare time. But this can't. It wasn't the idea at the beginning. It was just a tryout, so we need time to make it happen, and we are trying to find the good way of making it. For example, so if we bring work to cooperative, then it will bring more contribution to the federation. If we are talking about price per tasks, like we were in the previous debate, then if we for sure bring new clients that brings, like for example 100 tasks a day, then for sure it will bring 100 more contribution to the per task for the federation. But it's only paying the work of the developers to make the system, make the software good. And it's not paying all the work in the beginning to make the connection, to to capture the clients, and then also to follow up all the cooperative and the clients and be sure that everything is fine. So what we thought about was to have a contribution system made per clients that are contracted. Because also we thought that it's not possible for a Spanish cooperative to pay for the French commercial. It's not really relevant, and because we are a big country, like a country with a lot of cooperative, actually for now, then it's worth it. But if we have a commercial for example for Italy, and there's only one cooperative, it's a lot to pay just to make this happen. So we thought it was perhaps better to have one commercial that is paid for what it brings to the cooperative. So for example, if we have 5 contracts per month made over the first quarter, it made like we did like a small calculation just to see. So it's around 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 euros on average income for the cooperatives. all the cooperatives, not one. And if we are talking about, for example, 15% retribution for CoopCycle, it's 1.5 thousand euros per month. And if we do this, if we like, the first is it's really simple because we already have the contact. But in the same time, we will work on having new contacts. So in the next quarter, we could have a new transporters with a lot of new projects that can be that can have contracts. So yeah, I don't know if you want to go on the calculation. Just read it. And so end of second quarter, we have doubled the activity. So it's new 3,000 K, so 3K, sorry. And end of third quarter, it will still be new clients. Perhaps we can start to work on smaller clients or type of clients. So perhaps with more values and less work. So it will bring less money. And at the end of the first year, if we do this properly and if it's working as we want, it's around 150 to 200,000 euros income for all the cooperatives that will work with this contract. And if we are on the 15% retribution for everything, it will make 25 to 30,000 euros income for CoopCycle. And if we put this with financing the role, so the department, if we take one senior person at around 10K a year and one trainee that we'll have to pay on full time, but as we can have, as it's a trainee, it's less money and we have a subvention, grants for this. So it's around 8K, so plus the expenses to move, because we will have to go to see clients. We will probably have to go on some events to maintain the clients or to find new ones. So it's around 20,000 euros a year. So finally, the 15% on general income is quite a good solution to make it work. But it means that also, I didn't word it. It's like the contribution system and what you thought about Titouan is like this 15% is just, it's not something that you have to take away from what you gain. It's that what you have to put in your fee for the clients at the beginning. It's like when you're at a restaurant and you're making a new plate for the dinner. Then you have to take into account how much will cost the ingredients at the beginning if you want to have the final price that is the good one. So it's the same in this department. We want the 15% should be added to taken into account when you are doing your tarification. I don't have this pricing rules for your clients and pricing proposition. And of course, the commercial department is here to help have a grid that is relevant to the national income and the national the national income of every cooperative. Question?
How likely is it that a customer who is working together with several cooperatives in one country is agreeing on different pricing per location?
For example, for DHL, to take just one into account, it's not the same price. For example, in metropole, in big cities, there's a lot of structures that work on cyclo-logistic, and at this moment, they will have to down their price to have the contracts, And for other cities where there's only one, for example, then the price can be upper because they know their values as as bike delivery.
Yeah, but if it's the same customer in a small city, they would say, yeah, but in Bayonne we only pay €3.80 per package. You want 5, we won't pay.
Yeah, but normally to see it with fiducial is they have like national grid and everybody agree or not on the grid. You can after work with them like saying, okay, but this is taking me longer because my zone is bigger, so I want to be paid more, but you have to bring this knowledge to your clients that it's bigger amount because it's a longer time to work, for example. But this is why the commercial department is at the beginning working with the clients directly to have like a grid, because there's what I will talk to with for example DHL, but in the first as I will know where they are and where we are as a federation, then I can talk with a cooperative first to see if it's relevant to them to have this kind of price. And after we can have this work of making the clients find the price attractive, because we are talking about an EDI connection or any connection that can help him gain time on what they're doing. That they don't have to pay for another scanning machine because we already have one on our phone thanks to the software we're using, and we can have a lot of advantages that will make them understand that it's expensive, more expensive. And then also it will be better for a small cooperative not to be frightened to ask more income to clients, and the clients also won't have the possibility to go to a small local cooperative and say, yeah, you won't work, I can pay you €1, even if it's worth 4 or 5. Is that responding to?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Was it clear? First question.
I would like a small resume of the proposal
You mean because you weren't there at the beginning? No. What's the question?
A small resume, or maybe someone can do it.
The idea was to have a national discussion with transporters first. Not only national transporters, but small clients, for big clients, having them work with all the TCT we're in, and with smaller clients to find ways to help cooperative to have the good knowledge to go to see this type of clients.
Yeah. And about how is it financed?
How it's financed is like we are talking about. It's more for now for the biggest clients. For example, if tomorrow we're working with BMW actually to connect their system to our system, and we can make them work on like 4 or 5 cities in France, and perhaps more, but we're not sure that yet. For now, it's one. And the idea is that we are trying to make the connection so they rely on us to work tomorrow, because it's easier for them and it's easier to connect to us, to any cooperative in France. So the idea is to have an income generated on the income of the new income for the cooperative, like a percentage retribution.
Like the annual first year?
This is one of the questions. How long is it going to be? Is it like forever? Or it's like in French it's portage d'affaires. I don't know in English. It's like yeah. For now, for me, it's just like you have new income thanks to the work we did. So it's normal to pay for it. And as we are, it's not just like you have a new client, cool, and we are going somewhere else. There's a follow-up to make, even for the clients. It's not forever that you have a client. You have to be there to be sure that it's working, to be for the developers, to be sure that every update from our software or theirs is still working, etc., etc.
Yeah. But in a lot of cases, this following will be made by the co-op with the local agencies and stuff.
Yeah, but the connection will be made on national scale, for example.
Yeah.
And even
for me, a year, a percentage of the yearly income, but for 1 year, it's a nice thing to do because it's simple, and I like it simple.
yeah, but I think it's for now it's more thought about like forever because we don't know. Once we made the job, we have to. I don't know. It's still a question in suspended question. How long?
Maybe like the customer, the aggressive price if the volume is higher.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah, for sure.
incentive to grow up the turnover and.
Yeah. Or perhaps it can be also a degressive price once the work is done. For example, the first year it's 15%, and it's 10, and it's 5 for the next 5 years. I know, because also it's like you have new work, so you have an income. First, you have new income. We help you find a good solution and have good price on new bikes or new trailers or new bags and everything. But this is not paid because. CoopCycle won't have any percentage on what you buy. It's just here because we are paid to make the job thanks to the commercial income we have. So perhaps we should also take a percentage on everything that was bought thanks to the offers we made.
Out of the scope.
Yeah. No, but it's for now we just and even if we do it only for 1 year, it means that next year we will have to find the same amount of big clients, and one day there won't be enough. But in the same time, what was said also, that it's the income generated for CoopCycle will help the department work on small stuff like database, like toolbox, the open toolbox we want to make, to bring informations to small cooperatives or smaller cooperatives that needs this job, and we need to pay someone to do it.
Yeah, but I think it shouldn't be the big clients, the big contracts financing this, because big contracts actually are often the less. Sometimes they are the less. They have the less rentability in the end compared to small clients. Once you manage them well, you have high rentability. I think we need to find a way to finance the toolbox, because I think it's very, very useful. Like the documents you gave me about public activities helped me a lot to make something with myself, and I'm ready to pay for this in a way or another. But for the big clients, the rentability is generally not the best, like working with and
it surely depends on the type.
Also, we always have to think that we need to argument these fees to our colleagues in the cooperative. That's important because we are in cooperative and we need to vote them in general assembly, and sometimes for colleagues it's like, oh, CoopCycles are going to take 10% of the contract, what the fuck, like they...
Yeah, but in the meantime, you have a new contract with a lot of work, so
but this
it's...
lasts I think 1 year is what like you have a new contract, 1 year, oh yeah, we give whatever you want to CoopCycle, we have a new contract, that's great. But after 1 year, it starts to be like, fuck, we are the one working for us every day, blah, blah, blah. It's a bit more difficult to argue in a way. And I do think that over a year, there is a way to find the nice fee to finance the thing.
I'm not sure because the first year it's like as there are big transporters, they are quite afraid and like they don't want to give you everything the first year. First they will do like a first test. So the first 3 months you will have like some clients, and in the first year you will increase the number of tasks, and then the second year it's a year where you will have everything because you made it right, and this is the moment where all our work is.
The question is how to finance the first. Le fonds de roulement du.
Yeah. No. But the problem is that. I don't. It's not a problem of is it 1 year or is it for eternity. It's more. I don't think that only 1 year is enough for me because of this. Two. It's not like you sign the contract with transporters. You will have like a job like 10 new people with 10 new bikes, and it will be increasing because you can't have 10 people working really fine for new clients from one day to another. So we all agree on this. So you will increase the work with these clients, and also because we will first try with one city, then one another, and we will have new projects, and then
we can consider that these are different contracts in a way. Like it's a new deal. You start with a zone, start the timer of the year. You start a new zone, start the timer of the year. Like, because it's a new deal. If you start with 2 districts of Bayona and then it goes well for 1 year, they give you 3 more districts. Okay, let's go back on these 3 districts. We give a percentage of this.
Yeah, but it's not the same then, because the idea is that the contracts between CoopCycle and a cooperative is not the same that the contract that will be from the cooperative with the final clients. The CoopCycle can't sign the contract to make a cooperative work with the clients. You see what I mean? So the contract is just even it can be like for 1 year. It's this. If the work is bigger next year, then we have this type of percentage, for example. And but we have to make a contract now. This is the final word of this. Of the needs, I mean, not the final word, but the final needs of this department is to what is the contract that seems fair to everyone for CoopCycle and the cooperative to sign to work tomorrow with new clients that CoopCycle can bring. And we can't make a new contract each time for example, DHL will give you a new zone in Samo. I know it's perhaps I don't know but because then we will have to trust everyone to give the information, make new contracts. As if we make one contract that have a lot of information and type of situation in it, then it's just the same contract as just at the end of the year we make the calculation. For example, we can say like the decreasing fee. We can say like if you have 50 tasks per day, it's this type is 15%. If you pass by the 100, then it's 10%. And if tomorrow you have 200 tasks a day or 500 tasks a day, then it's perhaps 5% because it's enough. And then you can do whatever you want with DHL. We just have to be sure that it's working from your side and theirs, and even arrondir les ongles, make the angle round, like having just continue talking with them, make the software better, because it's the only way CoopCycle can make sure they rely on us, for sure. Like the connections of the software is something they really want because we are in a connected world now. It's finished? Okay. And this is a really good, and we don't know, and I don't know, how to make it fair for the cooperative and CoopCycle at the same time. And we have to see both.
Say that if there is business, everybody will be happy. But
Yeah.
there is no business.
And in exchange, because there's this, we can do more next year and do more, have more clients. And it's for the first year, we are paying one person from nothing, because we need new contract to, so the first year, what you're talking about, will pay for the job done, and the next year will pay for the next job you will have, for example. So, and I'm sure that it's an ongoing work that we have to define, and so it's the same. We need to talk a lot about it, and I don't know which canal we can use to do this, which channel, because I can. For now, we already have cooperative that work with clients that we bring and that are aware that there's a contract coming and they are willing to pay. So it's not a problem. But we should do it fast, because this cooperative is not the general mine, and we have to face problem in the future. Because if we face a problem now, there's no problem after.
Let's make a group of work. But I think we should maybe. I think there is some. We could find some existent system about this commercial fee.
Yeah.
Seeing if 1 year, 2 year, degressivity, not degressivity.
Business work like this, partage d'affaires.
Yeah.
Really, sorry, I really don't know this name in English. I don't know if someone knows. The fact that we can bring work to company is around from 10 to 15% actually in a work. I was in architecture, it was 15. I was in design, it was 10. In graphism, it's between 10 and 20.
Yeah, but it depends on the. If it's a one-shot contract, it's 10% of the one-shot contract in something that is a CDI contract.
It's for a project.
Forever, you cannot
Yeah.
say 10% forever.
It's why I want to find another solution, but 1 year is too short. For sure.
Okay, 1 year is too short.
But I'm sure there's a need to have an end to this kind of contract. But 1 year is too short. And perhaps it's just like a decreasing fee over the year also. Like until 5 years, and after 5 years it's for free. Like because you made your point and you work really well, so let's do another thing. And in 5 years, I hope that the commercial department will bring you more clients than just one. So we will rely on this other contract. And I mean, it's not even a contract. Perhaps it can be on the onboarding. Like if we bring you a client, it's this percentage. That's all. And it's perhaps not a contract on a contract, but just a general contract that every cooperative sign for the job, for the department, I mean. Because for now we are just trying it in France because it's easier, like I said. But for example, tomorrow, and they're going to have one. The Spanish apparently have with the grants from interregional grants that can make them have a commercial on the Spanish side. So at this moment we will have the same discussion. So if we have a common ground right now, not right now, but in France, we can just replicate it in Spain or in Belgium or in Germany, because there's a lot of potential structures in Germany that can come into the federation quite fast, and we will have the same problem again. What do we make? So here it is. But yeah, 10 to 50, it's 15. Sorry, is a common percentage. It's working on the numbers for making these departments alive, and it's not that much because on an average point of €8, it's less than a euro, so it can be calculated really fast. And once again, it's not like we just made we can also have a different contribution system between the clients that we bring directly to CoopCycle, so you don't have to do anything because there's a connection between their software and ours, and the clients we just bring to you because they want to work, but they need you to use the software, or you to use pencil and paper because they only work like this, or it can be different different grid of pricing also. Perhaps if we don't have the software used, it's perhaps only 10%. If you have the software, it's 15%. And yeah. And I think we should have a work group, but perhaps not only here, but after, because it's a discussion that won't finish here, I think. No question? Cool.
So do we do the same as the last debate that
yeah.
a couple of people?
Who would like to think about this a bit more and talk about it?
One,
Two. So Frédéric, Ludovic, Saul.
maybe someone who's not from France or Belgium. Because I think it's an interesting point of view
Yeah.
to look outside of. Well, actually, in Belgium we don't have anything yet, but it's probably closer to the reality.
And even it could be nice to have Spanish people talking about it, as this will come really fast to you. So it could be nice to have your point of view. I don't know, or even just to have a talk. It's just not to work on it, but to have your point of view on the situation.
I missed like
The beginning.
the beginning.
Yeah, so.
Not like the biggest part. If there is anything I can do, but I just missed most of it.
On Discord, there's a presentation if you want to read more about it.
Okay.
And but I think it's really important that we talk with some Coloristica people,
Okay.
because it's about commercial capture of new clients from CoopCycle work.
Nice.
So it could be nice to have your point of view of this.
So you will be talking later on, or?
Yeah, with Frédéric and Ludovic.
Okay.
We're talking about it. So if you are willing to, before Saturday.
Nice.
So from not today but tomorrow.
Great. Let's do it.
Perfect. So let's see. We will put information on the Discord channel for this debate,
Nice.
so we can figure all together when to talk about. Okay. And thank you.